Previously on Big Brother International Season 3, as the game finally reached the final 10 point, there were still people in a power position, including Florence, Pascal, and Hannah, along with their other allies in Ray, Sammy, Cassandra, and even Carmen. As Crystal tried to get into a new alliance, her and Telly finally came to an agreement to target the big players, including Florence and Pascal. However, with the round being different, there was no nominator challenge. Instead, the players competed to become nominees for a safety ceremony the same day. Crystal, Sammy, and Florence ended up singing to victory, so they were nominated in contention for 3 rounds of safety. While Crystal lost hope in getting votes, it came down to Florence and Sammy. Despite Sammy's emotional plea at the ceremony, the alliance chose Florence to get the safety in a 4-2-1 vote. With Florence safe for the next 3 rounds, will his allies emerge as targets for the outsiders? Plus, the final 10 finally have a major party today. All of this will be shown today.
This is a summary and recap of Big Brother International Season 3, Episode 14. It's night 24. Sammy tries to cool off on the balcony after people gave their votes to Florence over him. Carmen, Cassandra, and Telly come to his support and each apologize that he did not get the safety. Telly even slips in the fact that she voted him, thinking he would get it, but it seems people had other plans. Sammy thanks them for checking up on him and says he'll be fine. Meanwhile, Crystal is fairly ticked off that Florence got his way, so she makes a targeted joke towards Pascal and Florence, calling them king and queen of the house, with Pascal being Florence's queen. Neither of them appreciated her joke and told her to cool off. Crystal then goes to the hideout room with Cassandra and Ray to chat about future plans. Cassandra starts off by stating that Carmen has to go next because she's essentially the BBI cockroach this season. Crystal says she would personally feel better making a move and striking at Pascal, but is also aware that nobody would support that move. Ray says he would rather play it safe this round and gun for Telly and Carmen and leave Pascal as a future target so he doesn't see it coming. A major conversation then happens between Sammy, Carmen, and Telly. Sammy asks them how they would feel if they were to make a power move this round and take out either Pascal, Hannah, or Cassandra to weaken Florence. Although it sounds great, neither Telly or Carmen seem to clarify that they would make that move if they were to win the Nominator Challenge. Sammy then goes to Ray and talks about the same idea with him, and even Ray seems to have doubts about this plan. Ray feels solid with Florence and Pascal right now, so they should really be looking at someone like Crystal who has proven to be a competitor. Sammy feels like this is a waste of a move because Florence has so much power in the game, but Ray simply says they cannot do much if Florence is going to be in the final 7 regardless of what they do. Day 25 arrives, and it's time for a house party to celebrate the players reaching Final 10. Big Brother invites everyone to the party room to celebrate. There's also a twist to this party. Big Brother will ask a few house guests by random draw to pick either a truth or a dare. Whichever they pick, Big Brother will assign them to either answer a question or complete a daring task. They must complete whatever is asked of them to avoid being auto-nominated this round. Mario is picked first, and is asked if he wants to do a truth or a dare. Mario goes easy and picks truth, so Big Brother asks him a rough question about Emily. Big Brother asks him if him and Emily took their relationship to the next level in the house, and everyone is stunned by the question and start giggling. Mario immediately says no and starts to shake his legs, pissed off by the question. Carmen even teases him by asking him if they will meet up after the show to take their relationship to the next level, and Mario tells her to shut up. Big Brother then calls out that Carmen will have to pick truth or dare. Carmen instantly gasps and goes bold by picking a dare. Big Brother then tells her she will have to wear a clown costume for the entire round. Carmen shrugs and says it should be fun. She gets changed and comes in, acting sad to stay in character. Everyone laughs and Carmen then fake cries. Big Brother then says Telly will need to pick truth or dare. Telly picks truth, so Big Brother asks her who the least deserving would be to win this entire season from the 9 other people at the table. Telly takes a minute to think, and then apologizes to Hana as she says that she's the least deserving as of now. She details that Hana is sort of just known as a past winner and isn't doing much for herself in the game. Everyone looks at Hana and all Hana does is awkwardly laugh and thank Telly sarcastically. Big Brother then says Florence is the final person to pick Truth or Dare, so he picks Dare since he's safe anyway this round. Big Brother tells him he will need to stand in front of a pranked toilet and let it splash water onto him for 5 seconds straight. Florence is disgusted but says he won't let the team down and be a fair player. He heads to the bathroom, stands in front of a pranked toilet, and endures 5 seconds of toilet water splashing onto his face. He runs to the shower downstairs and showers as quickly as possible to clean himself up, eventually returning to the party. The final 10 party is now over, and everyone takes a picture together to celebrate this milestone in the game. Back to the game, Florence and Hana discuss their next move, and they agree it's Crystal's time to go because she's their biggest threat to win challenges. Hana also says Telly is a solid plan B because of the comment she made at the party. It indicates to her that Telly might target her moving forward. Mario and Crystal later have a chat with Pascal to pick at his mind and see what he would do with the nominator power. Pascal says he feels like Cassandra or Telly should be the next ones to go because they are fairly isolated from the rest. Mario and Crystal claim they will do the same since they have no intention targeting him. Is that true? We'll find out. Night 25, and Carmen chases Florence around the house and asks him to hug her, but he runs away, yelling that he hates clowns. Meanwhile, Cassandra and Telly cook together and chat about tomorrow's challenge. Telly says she wants to win badly so she can take out either Crystal or Pascal or Sammy. Cassandra tells her she would prefer Crystal to go because she's very strong in challenges. Mario and Crystal get into a mini argument over what they should do if they were to win the next challenge. Mario says it has to be Sammy or Ray going to weaken Florence, but Crystal says it has to be Pascal, Hana, or Cassandra since they are his core allies. Mario doesn't agree as he says Sammy is much closer to Florence, but Crystal finds this assumption bizarre. It's day 26, so it's time for the Nominator Challenge. In this, everyone will compete in pairs and paint their own painting each. Then, the combined values of the paintings will be calculated at the end of each painting session. The pair with the lowest combined value will be eliminated. The last pair standing after a few rounds will win the Nominator Challenge and nominate one person each, and then nominate through a shared decision for their third nominee. The pairs end up being Florence and Hana, Crystal and Ray, Sammy and Carmen, Telly and Pascal, and Mario and Cassandra. The challenge begins with round 1. The high score is 133 from Crystal and Ray. The second lowest is 96 from Mario and Cassandra, while the lowest is 89 from Florence and Hana, meaning those two are eliminated. In round 2, Crystal and Ray are once again first place with 258. Mario and Cassandra once again come second last with 197, while Telly and Pascal are eliminated with only a value of $177. In round 3, Sammy and Carmen take first with $219, and Sammy and Ray were right behind with 218. This means Mario and Cassandra are out with a value of $175. In the final round, Sammy and Carmen got $225, while Crystal and Ray received $361, meaning Crystal and Ray have won this Nominator Challenge. With Crystal being picked to nominate someone first, she takes a bit to think on it because she is worried about Ray putting up Mario, which is her closest ally. Instead, she decides to play it safe and nominates Carmen as someone who will likely target her in the game anyway. Ray then makes his nomination simple and puts up Cassandra as someone he cannot trust at the moment. Crystal and Ray end up making Telly their shared nominee as she is associated to Carmen and is also fairly dangerous on a physical and strategic level. Back in the house, Telly asks Crystal why she was nominated, and Crystal lets her know she couldn't make a big move this round because she had to share her power with Ray. She put up Carmen to keep Ray happy, and then their best pawn figure was her. Carmen and Cassandra later join the conversation, and it goes silent as all three nominees stand around Crystal in an awkward silence. Telly and Carmen later hug as they worry it could be one of them tonight, so all they could do is vote Cassandra and hope she's the target for everyone else. Cassandra later tells Pascal that she dislikes Crystal so much more now and wants her out more than ever. Pascal lets her know they'll take her out and tells Cassandra they need to focus on this round to keep her safe. Cassandra says she's going to vote Carmen because at least Telly could be a loyal ally to her. Pascal tells her it's very likely Telly goes tonight because she's much more threatening than Carmen, but Cassandra doesn't think that's true. Crystal and Florence eventually chat about the vote, and Florence mentions he would prefer to see Telly go tonight because she's very quiet game-wise, which makes her dangerous. Crystal doesn't fight this because at this point, any of the three nominees going would be the same for her moving forward. It's now night 26, and it's time for the eviction ceremony. The discussion starts with Carmen reminding everyone this is her 7th time up on the chopping block, which is tied for the most ever, thanks to Ed from season 1 with his 7 nominations. Cassandra says she was nominated 5 times in her last season, and this nomination today was her 4th this season. She says it won't get in her way as she likes to think ahead. Telly then talks about how uneasy she feels tonight as not many conversations were held before this eviction. Carmen adds that even if you have conversations with people as a nominee, those people could be lying straight to your face. Sammy then takes time to speak as he points out that the house is structured in a way where there are multiple sides, about 3 to 4. He says Carmen, Cassandra, and Telly are on one side, so they were all nominated tonight. Then, those 3 make a face at that comment and Cassandra lets him know she never associated herself to them. Carmen even adds she never liked Cassandra, especially since she nominated her twice already. Sammy puts his hands up and says that's just how he sees it. With that, the discussion ends and voting begins. With the results in, Carmen, Cassandra, and Telly await for one of them to go. One of them received 4 votes, and the other 2 received 2 votes each. With 4 votes, the next to go home is Telly. Telly gets up and nods as she hears her name. She hugs Cassandra and then Carmen, wishing them both luck. She asks Carmen to work with Cassandra as they need each other right now. Telly then waves goodbye to everyone else and they all wave back as she heads out the door. As Telly goes for the exit, the ATM next to her lights up. She goes over to it and finds out she can select the next secret assassin going into the final 9. Telly makes her pick and then heads out the front doors. See you all for episode 15.
Next time on Big Brother International. As Florence continues to rise as the king of the house, Crystal and Mario try their hardest to weaken him as they set their sights on Pascal as the target. However, with the secret assassin twist back in play this round, who did Telly pick and who will that person nominate as a 3rd nominee? Stay tuned as you do not want to miss an intense safety challenge that might make or break a houseguest's game. Come back tomorrow, Sunday, for the next episode of BBI All-Stars.
Telly's final thoughts. Telly felt like she played too passively from a social stance. She feels like if she connected better with the rest of the houseguests, she could have stayed even longer. She also wishes her challenge performances went better so she could actively get rid of the threats to her game. Right now, she sees Florence and Pascal running the game, and if the others do not do anything about it, they will get to final 3 and one of them will win.